Welcome back to the Hero Whispers. I am so excited to be back here today. This is your host, Jeannie Marie, Chief Supergirl and founder of Supergirls.com. That's 2 L's, the second L for love. And today we have this spark plug, Ariana Starkman. Wait till you meet her. She is the Explorrior. She is scaring your soul. But before we go there, I just want to give you a little 4-in-1. In case it's the first time listening to our show, it's all about girl power. It's all about inspiration. It's all about the sisterhood. That's what we do here. We keep it real. We want girls helping girls. And we have the most coolest women on the planet that we get to interview. And that is amazing. And today we get to interview one of our very own Supergirls, Ariana. But before we start talking to her, I just want to give a little plug. We're having a challenge on Supergirls.com. It's called Find Your Digital Cheat, and it's all about helping you stand out online because a lot of people have that problem. There's so much noise. How do you stand out? Well, we're going to help you. More information on the website, Supergirls.com, 2 L's, second L for love. So hopefully we will see you in the challenge at the end of this month. Okay, thanks for being here today again. Let me introduce our girl, Ariana Starkman. Ariana, thanks for being with us today on the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's so great to be here.
So excited. Okay, Ariana Starkman is an actor, Explorrior, and lead ambassador of Scare Your Soul. She recently graduated from the University of Pittsburgh with a BA and a self-designed interdisciplinary major called Theater and Social Change. Ariana has spent time living and studying in England, France, Switzerland, Italy, and Russia. She is committed to the arts, the environment, social justice, healthy lifestyles, and building strong communities. Oh my God. Congrats on graduating from Pitt. Wow.
Thank you.
Of all years, right? This has been the craziest year to graduate from college. Unbelievable.
I know. It was pretty awesome to graduate barefoot, though, with my cat and all my family zooming in. Who else gets to do that?
I love it. I agree with you. I love having my cat around now that I'm working remotely and I get to have her around every hour for a pet. You know, it's so helpful.
Exactly.
So, listeners, I first heard about this amazing woman from a networking call because we all know how important networking is. And it was her uncle, Uncle Larry, and he told me all about this spark plug. And I was like, oh my God, I have got to connect with her ASAP. So thank you for doing that with me. And I want to know, and I know our listeners want to know what the Explorrior is. So let's go right into that conversation right now.
Sure. So Explorrior is a combination of the words explore and warrior. It's a word that I created to define myself and to strive to be. And it's someone who seeks new adventures with strength, resilience, and confidence. And it's a blog, it's an Instagram, and a place where I don't know is allowed, where I'm free to explore and dance with fears and hand out kindness and be an Explorrior.
Okay, that's a lot. That is a lot that you're giving to the world. And it's this whole thing about, like, you shaped it. What I love about you is that you create these things so they don't exist. No problem. I think I'll create it. So she took this major at Pitt that didn't exist, right? You created it yourself. Let's hear about that and how you did that and how'd you get inspired for that and how the whole process. Let's just talk about that for a moment.
Sure. So I knew I wanted to pursue acting full time, but originally I went into the University of Pittsburgh doubling in physics and theater, and then realized that my love of physics was more so a love of environmental science and sustainability, and I wanted to be able to combine my interests in theater and social change. And there really wasn't a way other than just taking a bunch of random courses, but there was no coherent major for that. And so I began doing research, and there were some theater and social change graduate degrees at different universities, but no undergraduate degree. And so over the course of about a year and a half, I created this proposal, got 3 advisors to sign off on it. It went from being a 45 credit major to a 96 credit major. I got rejected 3 times by the Dean of Arts and Sciences, but finally, on that last rejection, I sent an email saying, I'm not giving up. What do I need to do? And he replied with an approval. I got to create my own major and then study abroad twice and really pursue the combination of both looking at how theater can influence society, but also how society influences theater, just like we're seeing now.
Okay, there's so much there that you said that's just beyond. It's so powerful. I mean, the fact that you said, I'm making this happen. I don't care that I'm not taking no for an answer. That is such a important skill to have in life. I mean, sometimes you have to take no, but in this case, this is so important to you, and it's college. I mean, there's no reason why there shouldn't be it's a new frontier. And so there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't have accepted it. So I give you so much credit for that. Like, at your age, to be able to do something like that and have the balls and the confidence, and the courage to do that and like keep going back. You're like, I'm making this happen.
Thank you. Yeah, it took a lot of courage to keep going to the higher ups and saying, no, you're wrong. This is something that needs to happen. But I really believed in it, and I guess I just kept telling them why.
Yeah, like, how did you get like that? Like, I mean, did you grow up like? Do you feel like that came from your family and how you grew up and like telling you all the time like be empowered, or did something happen in your life that gave you that kind of fire?
I definitely grew up in a very supportive household, but I had severe separation anxiety all of a sudden in 6th grade, and that lasted all the way through high school. And it wasn't until I had to decide between colleges that I had to decide between going to college in my hometown or going to the University of Pittsburgh. And for some reason, I decided that now is the time to completely scare myself and just go for it. After 6 years of, not being able to go through a full day of school without calling home. And I went to the University of Pittsburgh, and I think that was the biggest decision of learning how to stand up for myself and carve my own path and not let external factors hold me down.
I mean, then you were like, talk about separation anxiety. Then you went and studied in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different countries besides the U.S. She swings a pendulum. Like, okay, I can't separate, but now I'm never coming back.
I know.
Amazing. So you scared your soul, really? I mean, is that how you got involved with Scare Your Soul? Let's talk about Scare Your Soul, because that's how I'm going to be an ambassador now, which I'm so excited. But anyway, I'll let you talk about it. You talk about it because it's so cool. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, so Scare Your Soul is it's a movement inspired to engage people in small acts of courage that lead to bigger changes in your life, and just about daily scaring your soul. And I found Scare Your Soul is created by Scott Simon, who's from Cleveland. I actually read his little daughter books in middle school. I was like her buddy. And so years later, I found out that he started this movement, and I was about to study abroad in Russia. And I already had my Explorrior blog going, and I thought, why not hop on board? I love this idea, and I've been living it. So I became an ambassador, and then worked my way up to lead ambassador. And now I can't talk too much about it, but we have some great ideas and plans in the works, and I will be having a larger role with it.
That's so exciting. So exciting. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, he said, I had the pleasure of meeting Scott Simon this week, thanks to Ariana, and he was saying how there's just something about you that just he knew he had to be connected with you. Yeah, and he knew that was going to be important for his organization. So I don't know. I mean, it is definitely the warrior in you, right? I mean, the warrior came out with the administration when you said, fuck you. You're definitely doing this. You're doing this major, whether you want to or not. And now you're helping people scare your soul, and it's just I love that. So I think that's so cool that you're able to identify that inside of you. So if I had to say to you, what is your superpower? And a lot of women don't know what their secret sauce is, right? At this point, at this moment in their life, they're not sure what value they add to the world. That's a big obstacle that I help them with, is what is the value? What do you have to offer? Because they feel like, I don't have that much work experience or this or that, and it's not true, because everyone has something, and it's just a matter of identifying it. But you have been able to do that with clarity. Do you think that has to do with your study of theater?
Yeah, I didn't start really studying theater seriously until college. I studied a little bit in high school, but just that emphasis on storytelling and connection definitely plays a massive role in my life now. And getting to know people and carving your own path, and just that creative mindset and living from a place of kindness.
Just all good, really strong values that I think manifest really great things in the world. So I have a question on the social change part.
Sure.
So how did you, when you talk about social change, what does that mean for you?
Oh boy, it means a lot of things. Women's rights, anti-racism, prison reform, environmental justice, poverty, hunger, so many things. And that's something that I'm working on right now, is how to narrow that down and see where I can make a larger impact. And right now I'm seeing that a lot with this more social justice aspect, in terms of Scare Your Soul and Explorrior and empowering people. And then also environmental theater and anti-racism, and incorporating anti-racism into daily life and into different organizations. So trying to narrow down what social change means, because I can't do it all, or at least I can't do it all right now. But it's really important to me, and just constantly thinking, what else can we do? What else can be improved? Whose voices are we listening to, and what stories need to be told?
So is your idea, I know it seems like a lot of stuff to change. So yeah, it's like you're wearing the cape. You're wearing a big cape for this.
I know. Gotta protect everyone.
To infinity and beyond. But
exactly.
Is your kind of vision using theater, and maybe this is obvious and I'm just now kind of getting it, but using theater to tell those stories for social change? Is that what you had in mind?
Yeah, absolutely. Is telling stories using theater that push society forward, that tells those stories. But also, my major, theater and social change, it's also looking at how society changes theater. And all of a sudden I graduated into a pandemic where all theaters are closed, and theater itself is changing, and racist structures are being analyzed. And so it's also about, how do we change theater so that theater can better serve society?
It's such a freaking